Guys, and welcome back to the channel Health Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, we have the 21-man squads for both of the Challenge Cup final teams. We also have news of Euan Aitken's release and new club. A Payne in the Haas for Brisbane Broncos. Plus Friday's NRL reports. So we begin with the news about Payne Haas in a move that left the NRL stunned. Haas's management requested their client be immediately released by the Brisbane Broncos, who currently sit 5th on the NRL ladder after 5 successive wins. Brisbane dismissed the request, noting that the 22-year-old is under contract until the end of 2024 and insists that negotiations with his agent remain ongoing. In a statement the Broncos put out, they said, Payne Haas is contracted to the Brisbane Broncos until the end of the 2024 NRL season. The club will not be entertaining a release. The club remains in ongoing discussions with Payne's management and about what the next phase looks like for him and the Broncos. That includes ongoing dialogue about an extension to his current contract. Haas has been previously linked with the Sydney Roosters, but in April, their chairman Nick Politis ruled out making a play for him because the team could not fit him under their salary cap. The New South Wales prop is currently on $750,000 with Brisbane this year, but it looks like a new deal worth in the region of $1 million a season this year and $1.2 million next season is on the cards. Last August, Haas reportedly turned down the offer of a new 6-figure deal from the Broncos, which would have seen him paid $5.75 million between 2022 and 2027. While undoubtedly a great asset on the field, Haas has been a source of several headaches for the Broncos off it, falling foul to the NRL integrity unit on 2 occasions. The most recent of the incidents concerned a off-the-field scuffle with his Brisbane Broncos teammate Albert Kelly, which was caught on social media by a filming member of the public. So while he's had an undoubted presence in the Brisbane team this year, off the field it's not going so well so far. While yet to get on the try scoring chart so far this season in his 9 appearances, Payne Haas has averaged 17 hit-ups a game, 12 offloads a game, has made 309 tackles in those 9 games, with an average meters running of 182 during a game. In total, he has run 1,639 meters. His defense efficiency is 98.4%, which is a massive amount compared to others in the league. So undoubtedly a talent, and one that Brisbane wants to keep hold of in attack and defence. Another Bronco who's garnering so much interest is Herbie Farnworth, as we've reported on multiple times during the time of this channel. Again, it's up to the Broncos to keep hold of their star centre, as the 22-year-old has been offered a new contract by the Broncos, but is quickly becoming one of the most sought after talents in rugby as a whole. And his class was evident to see in 2022 with a try, 146 metres, 3 tackle busts and 2 line breaks, helping Brisbane win 16 points to 7 over Cronulla Sharks last week. But all the talk has stopped after the 22-year-old speedster with 51 NRL games behind him with Brisbane, has signed a new extension with the Brisbane Broncos to continue his career with them until the end of 2023. He put the facts that he's happy with the coaching staff, he's got a great group of teammates, and just being happy in Brisbane as the reason why he signed the extension. Speaking on the official Brisbane Broncos website, the past 2 years have been tough, but to get the last 5 wins in a row and the direction the club is headed, that's what played in the big role in my decision to stay, said Euan Farnworth. With all the players who have chosen to stay, a lot of us come through the 20s competition together. Leggy, Kobe, Patty, Payne, Stags. We've all come through together, and it's good to stay together. We're really happy that we can get some wins for our members and fans and give them something to cheer about at Suncorp. Farnworth has been had a sensational start to 2022, crossing for 7 tries, producing 31 tackle busts and running for an average of 137 metres across his 10 games, as the Broncos have surged into 5th position in the NRL ladder. His early season form follows on from 2021, when the young Englishman's consistent performances earned him the club's Best Back award. The fast-stepping centre is also named in the England squad to prepare for the 2021 World Cup, but did not get a chance to play as the competition was postponed until later this year due to the pandemic. Broncos head of football Ben Aitken said, "Herbie is a quality player with deep desire to keep getting better. I think we're all seeing that in ways that he's performed this season. Despite having multiple options to go elsewhere, Herbie chose the Broncos, which I think is a great outcome for both parties." It has been confirmed that Euan Aitken was granted a release by the Warriors for 2023 after he told the club that he did not want to relocate to New Zealand when the club returns permanently next year. In a swift move, though, it turns out that his new club has been announced also. And it's the Dolphins who have signed the Scotland World Cup hopeful on a 2-year deal for their first ever season in the NRL from 2023. The 26-year-old centre will join Wayne Bennett's Dolphins from the New Zealand Warriors. And Dolphins Chief Exec Terry Reader said, "Euan is a strong player who will add over 150 games of NRL experience to the squad when he joins us at the end of the year. Importantly, he is skillful enough to play in either centre or on the edge at second row. And that is a very valuable commodity in today's the NRL competition." Aitken will now stay in Redcliffe, where the Warriors are based, until he links up with his new teammates at the Dolphins when November rolls around. Or he may have to wait until after the World Cup. Aitken has played 145 games in the NRL and has lined up 10 times this season, all on the edge. He began his career with the St George Illawarra Dragons as a centre and has 49 tries to his name, and also represented the Prime Minister's 13 in 2015. He's also played 3 tests for Scotland in the past, missing the 2017 World Cup, and with the potential World Cup call-up on the horizon at the end of the year, is looking to continue his form with the New Zealand Warriors and his form onto his next contract with the NRL Dolphins. We'll see what happens with him and his new teammates, as he has now become the 14th player to sign on for the Dolphins for 2023. This Saturday it's the Showpiece final as the Betfred Challenge Cup culminates in its final at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, with two sides that are looking to get silverware back in their cabinet. The Grand Old Trophy will be shown on BBC Sports and be given to the winner of the game between Huddersfield Giants and Wigan Warriors. A trophy that has seen countries far flung as Canada, Russia, Serbia being represented in the tournament. It is two English teams that reached to the final for the first time, with two English coaches against each other. The first time in quite some time, should I say. Huddersfield Giants are looking for their first bit of silverware since 2013 and to get their hands on the Challenge Cup for the first time since 1953. They go up against the Wigan Warriors side, who have won the League of Leaders Shield back in 2020 and were the granddaddies of the Super League the Challenge Cup with 19 wins, but most dominant in the 80s and 90s, where they won numerous titles, including 9 times Challenge Cup winners between 1985 and 1995. They though have only last won the Challenge Cup back in 2013, as you see the two gents on the left with the medals on, Ian Thornley far left and Liam Farrell next to him, the two that are left from that squad for that day. Thornley in his third attempt in a Wigan shirt to be in a dominant side. So who have both sides named in their squads? The 21-man squads going down to Wembley. Well, Huddersfield first as its major news in their halfback department, as first of all they welcome back Will Price after a 10-match ban. It's its first appearance in 11 games. However, Jake Wardle and Sebastian Ikehifo surprisingly miss out of the squad completely. Theo Farge has also failed to shake off a calf injury and will miss out in Huddersfield's biggest game in the last decade. For the Wigan Warriors though, a surprise recall as Thomas Lulai makes the squad for the first time since suffering an injury earlier in the year. But we'll be able to see the likes of Bevan French and Jay Fields electrify the whole stadium, so that we can see who is going to be the Challenge Cup winners in 2022. Let's turn our attention now to the Southern Hemisphere, as there were 2 games played in the NRL this evening, depending on where you are in the world. As we see, first of all, the Penrith Panthers take on the North Queensland Cowboys. A full house at the Bluebet Stadium will be treated to a feast of attacking football as the NRL's 2 hottest sides square off in round 12 in this blockbuster of a game. The Panthers have dropped just 1 game all season and have back-to-back premierships firmly in their sights, while the Cowboys have risen from the ashes of 2021 and given themselves a legitimate shot at the club's 2nd title. Todd Payton's men boost their 3rd best attack in the NRL behind the Storms and the Panthers, but their steel and defence is the most pleasing thing for the coach, conceding just 12 points per game compared to 31 in 2021 per game. A trip to Penrith on a frosty Friday night, where a frosty reception is guaranteed, provides the litmus test for the Cowboys, as they need to see exactly where they fit into the Premiership conversation. Now, who's been called up for the teams? So, the Panthers have no changes to the squad, which down the Roosters. Since the star winger Brian Toto returned from injury in round 9, the Premiers have had the luxury of rolling out the same starting 13 against the Eels, Storm, Roosters and now the Cowboys. Chris Smith and Charlie Staines remain in the squad, when it was cut to 19 on Thursday. For the Cowboys, a couple of forced changes for the visitors, with Cal Felt out for 6 weeks with a knee injury, and so is Jason Tamalolo with a knee injury also. Asimo Tabuai-Fidel replaces Felt on the wing, while Cohen Hess is the start at lock. Jake Granville and Jermaine Tanua-Brown are the new men on the interchange bench, and no changes with the squad when the squad was reduced 24 hours before kickoff, with Conley Lemulu and Brendan Elliott remaining in the 19. The Panthers recorded a 22-0 shutout of the Cowboys at the Bluebet Stadium to ensure that they go into the Origin period with a 4-point lead on top of the Telstra Premiership ladder. However, the Cowboys confirmed they were genuine contenders with a gutsy defensive effort in which they made 425 tackles compared to the 318 by the Premiers. Lock Ruben Cotter made 63 tackles on his own, while rookie sensation Jeremiah Nane and hooker Reece Robson even made 51 each. All but two members of the Penrith starting lineup carried the ball for more than 100 metres, headed by prop James Fisher-Harris with 220 and fullback Dylan Edwards with 240. After leading 16-0 at half-time, it took Penrith until the 71st minute to post the only try of the second half, but their defence was superb, and the third-placed Cowboys had few scoring opportunities. Both teams are expected to lose a large contingent of players to Origin duty next week, and North Queensland coach Todd Payne endorsed Cotter and Nane to join the likes of Val Holmes, Cohen Hess, and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidel in the Maroon squad. The Panthers may have as many as 7 players in the Blue squad, but 5'8" Jerome Luai is likely to come under scrutiny from the match review committee for a shoulder charge on Scott Drinkwater. That was late in the match, so it's very, very noticeable in this defensive display. Penrith second rower Viliame Kikau, who had a personal duel with Nane, was worth the price of admission alone, also faces an anxious wait for the judiciary charges after being placed on report not once but twice. The Panthers set the tone for the match early, with Isaac Yeo stepping out of an attempted tackle by Peta Hiku to score in just the 4th minute after running onto a pass from hooker Api Kawasau. Valentine Holmes appeared set to post an immediate reply when he burst in the clear and raced 80 metres, before being tackled by Isaac Tago. North Queensland's defence was under immense pressure in the early stages and defended 22 consecutive tackles in their own 20-metre zone. Kikau was denied a try after Scott Drinkwater spilled a Nathan Cleary bomb, but the Cowboys' fullback was struck high by Tago. Second row Jermaine Nane held Nathan Cleary up over the try line, and Tago bombed a try when his elbow scraped the touchline in goal. However, the weight of possession eventually took its toll when Dylan Edwards crossed over in the 19th minute, when star winger Brian Toto scored his first try of the season in the 27th minute, after finishing a sweeping move that featured Yeo, Cleary and Edwards to give the Penrith Panthers a 16-0 scoreline. North Queensland's Cowboys' best scoring opportunity came just 5 minutes before half-time, but Toto and centre Stephen Crichton combined to bundle Cowboys 5'8" Tom Dearden into touch just before the try line. The Cowboys were forced to defend for much of the second half, but their try line remained secure until the 71st minute, when Jerome Luai put winger Tyler May over with a long cutout ball. But that was the final action of the game and the final score. Penrith Panthers 22, North Queensland Cowboys 0. Now on to our second report, as we see two teams that, how can I put it, have swapped since 2021, as the Gold Coast Titans travelled to Brisbane for their game against the Broncos. The Broncos are out just outside the top 4 only on points differential, while the Titans have slumped to 13 and are desperate to turn their season around. Even without chief playmaker Adam Reynolds, the Broncos still got the job done in style in Newcastle to make it 5 wins on the bounce for the first time since 2017, and they look more like the real deal with every passing week. Such is the confidence in the Broncos squad that Ezra Mam slotted in at halfback in his skipper's absence and did a fine job. The Broncos barely skipped a beat as they piled on 6 tries. In contrast, the Titans dropped away alarmingly after a solid 2-2 start to the season. Their latest loss coming on Sunday after they gave away a huge start to the Sharks, and then they were unable to reel in their opponents. Now for the teams. So, first of all, Ezra Mam stays in at halfback against the Titans, as there's no changes for the home side. He gets another game in the halves with Adam Reynolds left out as a precaution after pulling up with a tight hamstring at training during the week. The Broncos have a bye in round 13, meaning the skipper will get an additional week off and look to return against the Raiders on June the 11th. David Fafita came into the 17 on Thursday for the Titans as he prepares to return from a knee injury suffered in round 8. Fafita has been added to the bench with Sami Lisone moving to the starting side and Moeaki Fotuaka dropping out of the squad with an ankle injury. Brian Kelly replaces Phil Sammy, who has a knee injury, in the back line, while Jamin Joliffe comes onto the bench for Herman Sasa, who moves to the reserves. Despite the disruptions, Payne Haas has been named as the starting forward after Adam Reynolds confirmed this in the captain's run recently, but confirmed he would be out. The Broncos overcame a 20-point halftime deficit to stun the Titans 35 points to 24 in a dramatic local derby at Suncorp Stadium, and they moved into the top 4 in consequence. Gold Coast dominated the opening 30 minutes and led 24 points to 4 at half-time, but capitulated in the second half to concede 3 tries in 6 minutes as the Broncos stormed home. The momentum shift coincided with the loss of halfback Toby Sexton and the sin-binning of second rower Sam McIntyre and Essen Masters just before half-time. Titans captain Tino Fasamulawe carried the ball for 177 metres out from his 17 runs in the first half and finished the match with a game-high 261 metres from 23 carries, while making 32 tackles, but he had little support. It was the second time this season that Gold Coast have surrendered a 20 points lead, while the Broncos have now won 6 consecutive matches, including the past 2 without captain Adam Reynolds. The Titans dominated the opening stages of the match, and Jaden Campbell capitalised on the advantage of an extra man created by Jordan Ricky's sin-binning for a late tackle on Toby Sexton to score in the 10th minute. Campbell dummy past rookie Broncos halfback Ezra Mam after a sweeping backline movement featuring 7 Gold Coast players. Sexton, who leads the NRL for forced goal line dropouts, was having a huge impact on the match and laid on a 17th minute try for winger Corey Thompson with a long cutout pass. 5'8" AG Brimson pounced on a Sexton grubber to plant the ball just down before the dead ball line for the 23rd minute try. That put the Titans 18 points to 0 ahead. The Titans appeared to set to extend their lead as they attacked Brisbane's line, but Selwyn Cobbo intercepted a Sexton pass and the momentum completely changed. Sexton was forced off the field with an arm in a sling after suffering a shoulder injury, while second rower Sam McIntyre was sent to the sin bin for refusing to release Cobbo to play the ball. Former Kiwi centre Essen Masters joined him in the 33rd minute for a professional foul at the end of the ensuing set as the Titans tried to hold out the Broncos. Cobbo scored to put the Brisbane back in the game in the 34th minute, but strike forward David Fafita posted a quick response when he ran out a dummy half to give the Gold Coast Titans a 24-4 half-time lead. Broncos winger Corey Oates bombed a 43rd minute try after making a mid-air strip on former teammate Jermaine Isako, only to drop the ball as he tried to ground it. However, the floodgates soon opened as T. Marie Martin, Jordan Ricky and Herbie Farnworth all crossed for tries within 6-minute period midway through the second half. Ricky's try from the restart after Martin's 52nd minute try with Brisbane utility Corey Parks charging onto a short kickoff and sending the second rower racing 40 metres to score. Sexton returned to the fray 17 minutes before full time, but he was unable to stem the tide, and the Broncos grabbed the lead for the first time in the match after Mam sent Corey Oates racing down the sideline and he kicked in field for second rower Kurt Gatewell. Mam then scored a try of his own on the 75th minute to seal a remarkable win for the Broncos, and 5'8" Tyson Gamble kicked a 79th minute field goal. With that being said, the full-time score, 35 points to 24 to the Broncos. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide as we look to grow the game. And also remember to click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the next few days. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode. There is a lot in there. Some good results there. Penrith Panthers 22 points to nil, nilling another team in the league. One of their closer rivals, shall we say, as the Cowboys are third in the league. The fight back by the Broncos, they've moved into 4. Are they going to be a long shot for the grand final? Don't know. We'll have to see about that. All I can say about the Broncos game is Payne Haas. He got a mixed response, didn't he? He was booed by sections of the crowd. I don't know what that's going to do with the negotiations, but if the fans are turning on him, that's all you need to know about what you need to do as a Broncos fan. Anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember, share this video worldwide. I'll wish you all the best. Please stay safe and go Wigan Warriors.